Yeah. Because truly, if you want to see whether this is a good platform to network and learn and of course give value. Now let me come back to what are the programs then that we are looking at between other value added into this ecosystem in Europe. So MDeC is just one of the many government agencies that is, propagating value added to entrepreneurs. Of course, SME Corporation is that overall arcing agency that government houses all entrepreneurs, SMEs under. But it's so large, right? That's why I asked for a show of hands, because hopefully you're mostly ICT, IT-enabled. SMEs in the areas of farmers, are they here? No. Fishermen? Any wood making SMEs here? So I believe there are, actually I can't even remember how many subcategories of industries there are in Malaysia. Is it? Anybody know? Is it like 37? I think more than that, subcategories. So each subcategory requires different assistance. So MDeC being more IT related, assists SME in the areas of subcategory where it involves ICT. Whether you are a company that actually produces ICT solutions for others, or actually there are a lot of brick and mortar companies who says, listen, my model is actually virtual. Yeah, I do sell goods, but actually I'm a virtual organization, and you use information technology significantly. Yeah. So that also is part and parcel of, I guess, IT space. And we're not the only ones, obviously. There are other agencies and organizations that are also putting programs into that equation. So I have a list of programs here that I'm supposed to rattle off. There was a podium. I can't really read that well without taking off my glasses, flipping the page. Suffice to say that if I read this list, there's at least from this list, 10 specific programs that assist entrepreneurs from just trying to set the tone. Remember, on this side of the equation, we still want to encourage entrepreneurship in Malaysia. That is very important. 22%, why? Let me see a show of hands, those of you who have been serial entrepreneurs. Serial entrepreneurs, you keep starting. Those of you who left you were working for the bank or an organization or multinational and left to be an entrepreneur. How many started fresh today? I left college and started. So on the extreme end, the spirit of entrepreneurship is not natural to Malaysians or Asians. You guys know this better than me. I'm risk averse. I'm not an entrepreneur. Maybe my career took me on a different path. But Malaysians and Asians, Malaysians specifically, are risk averse. You know why? Because you the parents tell your children, hey, you kerja, you study, pergi kerja. And of course the other thing is, wow, you want to try, you think start up 50,000, you can do it, and then you fail, failure. That fear of failure is perhaps, through many generations, ingrained in one way or another. Maybe it's not about this fail, but the fear of failing itself is an inhibitor to entrepreneurship. So coming back to what needs to be done is actually not just encouraging entrepreneurship, but making sure we have support systems for those who say, sure, it's an entrepreneurship, I have an idea, I'd like to test it out. Can I test it out in a less risky proposition? And so ideas about business plan competition at universities, and then as well as funding for those ideas in a less risky proposition is what we encourage. So among the many things that we had done since 2006, is that I think we seeded something like 250 ideas that came predominantly from the university students. Go through a competition at universities, you bid for it, good idea, we help you and counsel you, make sure they have a business plan, and then we seeded your idea. Of those 250 ideas that were seeded, I believe the latest number is that 67 of them went on to start up their business after they left college. I believe from that 67 that left, started their business after they left college, over a 1-year period, only 40 survived. Of that 40 after 1 year, which is 2 years after they started their business, that number went down to, I think, less than 20. That is normal. You guys know this, right? It's not easy to take ideas, good products, to market, to success, and then turn it into a business. But that's the evolution of entrepreneurship that must be looked at. Now, we are okay with that because a lot of elements come into the areas of success. One of the findings that we see, which was quite obvious, was that they don't network well. They think their idea is good enough to push to the market. Fresh, young kids with a lot of energy say, I know how to do this shit, right? I mean, the guy can sell a million pieces at 1 ringgit, I can sell it for 50 cents. And so they try. And there's nothing wrong with that energy. But I think that the other propensity is the ability to actually open their minds to learning new concepts and learning from others. That learning is also not natural to brilliance. Manula, Shaya, do not to ask questions. So these are things that are also important that hopefully facilities like this is encouraging others to come. Just to listen. You're here, maybe with a specific agenda, most of you have an open mind. I also hope that you also encourage others that you know about. Not just to attend such events, but encourage them in terms of their networking, asking questions so they learn from you or from others, which is very important. On the other extreme cases, those who are already on board also requires a lot more assistance. And I think you will see a lot more shifting of that resources away from what we consider babies, creating babies, to really showcase how existing organizations. So one of the item I can rattle off here is, you may have read that last year the government announced that the valuation of intellectual property is one of the indicators, especially if you're in the software business or knowledge business. So you have a great idea. Am I doing that? So you all shake together at the same time. Single. I thought it was heavy.
New South 203.
So I was saying one of the programs I want to mention to you is this thing called IP evaluation model. Again, specifically for the software industry. Spend a lot of resources, money in developing a technology, specifically software that comes with processes, etc. Then you go to the bank and says, you know what? Alamak, you only spent 10,000 to develop this software, right? And then you want to get a loan. The value is not in the spending of 10,000 here, but the value of the knowledge that's put in and the opportunity that this piece of 10,000 pieces of software creates. So if you had invested 10,000 ringgit to buy a piece of land, and suddenly there was diamonds in the ground, that one is worth $1 billion. You only paid 10,000. So the concept is similar, is it not? The question is, how do we value that diamond in your software? So there are models in the world, obviously, and people have done that. So that's what we're pushing. We're working with the Malaysian IPO, Intellectual Property Office, to come up with a model. The model is the easy one. The difficult one is actually working with financial institutions to say these are valuations, templates or tables that are standard and must be agreed on. Because there's no standard in the world. A diamond in Malaysia may be worth more than a diamond in Africa, right? Diamond kan? Diamonds in Africa, right? So those are the difficulties that, but we need to push larger brands. You're now not competing with other countries. You're competing with the same mothers and fathers who are sitting now, right now, in Nepal, doing the same things you are doing. Yeah? And they are sprouting by the thousands every day. So that effort has also changed. While we can access the market a lot easier, that market becomes so much crowded. Yeah? So I've been in the IT industry for so many years now. So in the olden days, it's very easy. You just go to one event a year, and say, these are my products, this is who I am, you know? And then they'll remember you for 1 year. Right? And then, wah, got rival event, 2 events a year, tak apalah, wah, you know, maybe new customer. Nowadays, they don't even participate in these events. There's no such thing as going and saying, these are my products. You know? The way to reach it is more difficult, even for an established brand, so much less, you know, a new and upcoming brand, and from Malaysia. Now, I'm saying the obvious, so what also needs to be looked at. Yeah. One way is obviously what opportunities are there that we can actually kind of show you guys that's available in Malaysia first. Yeah. So there's been a constant pain among entrepreneurs. Yeah. I know this, which is, you know what, Malaysia bias lah. When it comes to buying product, yeah, it's in Malaysia, yeah. You know? So this is not just a bias against Malaysia. Yeah. I think this is perhaps an unknown about the value. Yeah. About the value. Maybe you were, most of you are too young. We are in the mature status. In our era, made in Taiwan no good, you know. In our era, made in Taiwan no good. Yeah, we would reject on the purchasing side when we saw made in Taiwan. You know, and yet today, all your phones are from Taiwan. You never say, oh, you're made in Taiwan. It's an accepted norm already. So on the Malaysian side, it's the same. Yeah? It's not about please accept made in Malaysia. No, can't be that either. Yeah? It has to be about in different segments. How do we assist, you know, your subsectors working with your friends and consultants and associations about how to bring out and recognize that value. Yeah? And remember, even if I split this into 3 groups and say you do this kind of activity, there'll be 10 of you on this side. And the 10 of you that does the same thing have different value propositions and value grading. So now you forget about competing with the multinationals and stuff. Just among yourself. Are you grade 1? Are you grade 3? So the buyers need to know that to raise their level of confidence. And we need to do that somehow. I'm not sure about the grading. All I need to know is that this is the value somehow through a mechanism so that we can say to the purchaser about what this person has developed. This one has value, but maybe, you know, this car is a slightly smaller car. This is such a more bigger car. So we've tested this on many models. The model that we ourselves are trying is called a co-creation model. Yeah. And rather than say this guy is good, actually we know some of you are at different layers of maturity. You know, just saying here are the demand, actually trying to match the demand specifically to these things. So now an evaluation model, a kind of database, if you will, a knowledge base, is also required. Yeah? Because we are not just promoting you in terms of your value. We need to make sure that we also serve the needs of the demand purchaser. I have a real need. I don't know what it is, but I have a problem. Please don't give me a low-end solution that doesn't meet my problem, or something that doesn't know how to address my problem. So now we're trying to bridge and understand this side as well. Yeah. Okay, we think this is your problem, just understanding it, so that when we match you with the right people, we're saying there is a problem. This is not a solution cell. This is resolving problems. If you're trying to resolve that problem, then you get a better match of minds. So that's my point is that's the other one of the programs we're trying to do to address the issue. But why nobody wants to buy me t-shirt? Yeah. So So it's not about buying your solution. It's about addressing the need. So hopefully through that process, it's not just about the knowledge base, but hopefully the learnings about how you can also change your mindset. Keep hearing problem resolution, what the hell is problem resolution? Hopefully through that process, you also will now have a better appreciation of what is problem resolution, and therefore my marketing itself is going to change. Yeah? The way you market it may also change. So I've got a whole list of things to kind of rattle off, but yeah, I'm pleased to see so many people here. That's why I'm here itself, yeah, to kickstart this kinds of events. Is that only my partners at Intermark are doing this. Thank you very much. We've taken the next step. Since you don't know this industry, you look for partners that will do that. So MDeC does that. You all are here for your own reasons. Yeah. May I wish you a very successful 2018. Yeah. I'm excited as always about the future because I see the steps of transformation that the country is trying to do. You know, like we're human and we stumble a lot. Yeah. But at least it's better than the old ways, which is, I don't know, let's try this because we think we have some money. But now the effort about transformation is necessary, is real because it's necessary. It's necessary because of the statistics I push to you. Yeah. This country cannot change economically if we don't understand the structural change that we need to do from our economic perspective and specifically from an entrepreneur perspective as well. Yeah. So that's why there is a genuine effort to try to push. Again, I will tell you we'll stumble a lot. Yeah. But the resources will shift towards helping more entrepreneurs along because we want to see that number come up. I think the other good thing I can point out is this. I came from the private sector, so I'm used to this, right? But it's very rare, very encouraging to me as well that governments now put out KPIs. You know, it's very rare. You know, private sector is simple, right? This year we have to hit this target. If you hit, you get bonus. You don't get hit, you get fired. Performance, right? So governments also do that same thing. So 32% of GDP is known. SME blueprint that was announced last year says that the country wants to move that contribution of GDP from small and medium enterprises from 32% to 41%. So what to do? Not just give birth to babies, but help existing babies to grow up, become strong, young, vibrant, young. So I like to come here, young. So I wish you all well. Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing the other features, but also if there are questions later, let me and the guys. Thank you very much. Happy New Year.